migraine headaches? Here's how to fix it. You want to do the hey, because when you do that hey, it tells you exactly where you need to press in order to help your migraine headaches. Now I'm talking about migraine headaches that are in the back, occipital neuralgia. So they're in the back of your head. So in the back of your head. So if you imagine your whole hand is like your head, right? So you see the top of my head goes like this, right? Guess where the back of my head hits my arm, basically, right? It hits it right here in the wrist area, right? So this wrist area corresponds to the back of your head. So if you got headaches in the back of your head, you want to do the hey right here. So right here, you want to press all around this wrist area. This wrist area, especially this area right here. This area right here is usually pretty sore, right? And you notice when you push on the back of your head where your head actually hurts, it's bone. So you want to find a bone on your wrist. So guess where the bone is? Right there, right here, right? Push on that bone and it helps this bone back here. It decreases the inflammation and decreases the migraine headaches. Make sure you give this a try and make sure you click the follow button here on TikTok.
I was having some digestive problems which had yet been undiagnosed, and I also had chronic neck pain. I now have my energy back. I can eat, well, not everything yet. I plan to get there. I feel almost healed, and I know that it's a result of the acupuncture that I've experienced here. I would definitely recommend to me.
We're going to talk about health freedom, right? So in order to understand what, I would say anything, you got to first know the definition. So I looked it up, I Googled it. I Googled the definition of freedom. So the definition of freedom is the state of not being imprisoned or enslaved, right? So how many of y'all have a chronic degenerative disorder like lupus, fibromyalgia, rheumatoid arthritis, neuropathy, multiple sclerosis, tremors, and the tremors are putting you in a state of being imprisoned? Why? Let me just talk about tremors. So people with tremors, one thing that they don't like doing is going out to a restaurant to eat. Why? Because when they're tremoring their food, sometimes they'll just flip the food into the other person's, the next table's plate, right? And so they get embarrassed. So what happens with that? They stay home. They don't want to go out because they're embarrassed of their tremors. They don't want to go out, and they're self-conscious, and so they're stuck in their home. What does that feel like? Being imprisoned or enslaved in your home because of your tremors, right? And so are you letting your chronic health disorders, health conditions, chronic symptoms enslaving you? Because if they're keeping you from doing stuff, they're enslaving you and they're imprisoning you. I mean, what's the purpose of living life when you're constantly being imprisoned, right? And so that's why we got to constantly work on our health to break free of that imprisonment and break free of that enslavement and not let our health disorders, basically dictate how we live our life, right? But it takes work, And so then I was thinking, okay, what famous person can we think about when we talk about freedom? Well, how about our founding fathers of the U.S., right? So one of them is good old Thomas Jefferson. What did he say? The price of freedom is eternal vigilance. So you can't achieve freedom without eternal vigilance. You got to work on it every single day, right? And if you're in a condition right now where you're eating right and you really can't exercise because you're in pain or you're fatigued, you're not sleeping, and you're trying to do everything you can, but you just can't get out of that prison, right? And so you do need extra help. That's where we come in and we help you. We help you restore that your organ function. When your organs restore their function, you will start to see the prison doors start to open, and you're actually able to get out and start to exercise, see the sun, enjoy the walk with your dog, with your grandkids, with your kids, and break free of that enslavement, right? So like Thomas Jefferson said, it's eternal. It's not like, okay, hey, I work on my health for 1 month and then I'm gonna be set for the rest of my life. That's like the same thing as saying, hey, if I just eat one big ass meal today, then I won't have to eat for the next week. I mean, it just doesn't work that way, right? It's eternal vigilance. Our founding forefathers were super intelligent. Eternal vigilance. It's gotta take, it's every day for the rest of your life. Here's the thing, you're not the only person that has to do it. If you're suffering, you're not the only person that has to do it every day. We all have to do it every day. I'm not immune to it. I have to work on it every day. Is it a struggle to work on it? Yes, that's why we need vigilance. That's why it's a struggle for everybody, including myself. But if we do it every single day, day by day, it gets a little easier, and a little easier. You still will have the struggles, you'll still have the temptations, right? There's so many temptations out there. You still have the temptation, you're gonna falter, but if you have that eternal vigilance, you're going to eventually reach your definition of health freedom.